Nowadays, we have to parent differently. You know, I think America went through this kind of honeymoon phase with public educators, and take nothing away from them. They have a tremendous job. The goal is huge to take you know, kids of every race, of every background, and give them a general education. And that is nothing to shake a stick at. I mean, I'm sure that's much more difficult than what I do day to day. But what I will say is, during that honeymoon phase, parents sent their kids off to school, hoped, prayed for the best, and went on about building careers and homes and all those kind of things. That was kind of where America was when you think of, you know, the late 80s, the early 90s, even some of the 2000s, early 2000s, where parents just kind of trusted what the school system did. In every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. And this dark cloud that we're experiencing with this pandemic, of course, death and destruction. But the silver lining is that people had to be families again. Children were at home with their actual parents, and they had to engage. Parents had to kind of pay attention to what was going on. I mean, most families don't have 3 and 4 and 6 and 8 laptops for everybody to be kind of online and together at one time. So you did have to kind of lend an ear to some of the things that were happening in your kids' class, kind of listening to some of that conversation. And it raised a lot of red flags across the country with parents going, well, wait a minute. I just need you to, you know how to add some fractions. I don't need you to learn all this extra. And when did we get here? Well, we got here when everyone else was busy chasing that dollar, you know, making your way to the middle class. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not parent shaming in the slightest, because, you know, as a parent, I did the very same thing. The difference is that when you have children and you give them core beliefs at home, and you say, listen, just what you said, Dr. Brenda, I've said to my daughter, Sarah, out here in this world, people are going to try to influence you on a lot of things. But there are 3 things that you can build your life on and then know for sure that God loves you. You are his most favored, honored, and treasured daughter. And I need you to always conduct yourself as if you are God's favorite, right? That solves a whole lot of social issues with that one. The second thing is that your family loves you. You know, you are my only child. Even if I had a million other kids just like you, you know, I love every single hair on your head. So I would not tell you something knowingly that's going to put you in a bad situation. And thirdly, there are going to be people who want to curry influence with you for a myriad of reasons. So I always need you to have your antenna up. And that includes your instructors, your teachers. You do need to be respectful of them. But if there's something that doesn't sound quite right, that lays on your soul wrong, put it in a box and we'll talk about it later. That's what dinner time is for, right? We sit down and she says, well, my teacher told me that, you know, all the Egyptians were white. I'm like, well, you know, we've been to Africa, right? I'm just going to be real honest with you. I don't know where she got that from. Let's do a little research project for you. So there are a lot of things that parents can do to kind of build a better relationship with their children when it comes to learning things outside of the home. But I think what you said, Dr. Brenda, is very important. We have to parent a different way. We can no longer go in with this blind trust because now we're seeing some things that we weren't aware of. And not from all educators. Again, I think because of where we are politically, this has become a much hotter button issue. But I'm glad that parents are looking. I'm really glad parents are looking.